Hi, I'm Aude. Welcome on Alpine Properties YouTube channel, the leading ski resort estate agent of Haute-Savoie region of the French Alps. In this video, I'm going to answer the question, what are the hidden costs of buying a property in the Alps? So the most obvious and highest cost that you will have to pay in addition to the price of the property is known as the notaire fees. However, this is not a good description of the cost because it encompasses a number of costs and taxes. The notaire would prefer we use the term acquisition costs. These costs vary depending on a number of factors, and the biggest variation is if the property is new, and in which case you can count on about 2.5% of the purchase price, whereas for an existing property you should budget around 8%. The other factors that alter this cost are mostly down to whether you will require a mortgage to buy the property and what type of mortgage that will be. So for French residents, these acquisition costs can sometimes be added to the mortgage. And for foreign buyers, this is not generally possible. If you only have a small deposit, this can be a big issue. The best way to get a breakdown of this cost is to visit the French notaire website. And what about land? Are there any hidden costs when buying a land? I would say yes, indeed. If you're buying land, then it would make sense to make the purchase dependent on securing the necessary planning permission. In most cases, this will involve employing an architect to draw up plans and submit the planning application. There may be expensive surveys involved to establish the nature of the land and whether it is suitable for building. The land survey and architect can be significant costs that need to be taken into account. Borrowing money is cheap to do at the moment, so there is no better time to take a mortgage. However, if you need a mortgage, there will be additional costs apart from the obvious monthly payments. Most banks charge a fee to make a mortgage application, which can be up to 1,000 euros. There are various forms of guarantee the bank may impose to indemnify itself against a default on the loan. These vary, however, they may be added to the loan amount. And if you are working with a mortgage broker, then he or she might add on a commission, and 1 or 2% is normal. And brokers will make this cost clear before they start to work with you. Life insurance is often required with a mortgage, and this can be a significant cost too. So all these costs are associated with borrowing. So if you are going to need a mortgage, it is wise to start the process before you look for a property. And this is the only way to truly know what you can afford to buy. A property survey by a professional surveyor or expert is unusual in France. It is more common to request local artisans to give an opinion as to the condition of the building and for them to give quotations for any necessary work before the buyer enters into the initial agreement. But even then, it is unusual to ask them to prepare a detailed report, as has become de rigueur in many other European countries. If you are buying a new property, there are some particular questions to ask. Check to see if the kitchen is fitted. Check that the standard of fittings proposed match your expectations. How about external landscaping? Or tarmac for the access road or car park? If these are not included in the price, then you need to know at the beginning. In this video, I have described the hidden costs of buying a property in the Alps, but there are also hidden costs of owning a property and of selling a property, and I will tell you about these in separate episodes. Whatever you decide to do, good luck. And if you have any questions to ask on this subject, please put them into the comment. And if you're looking for a property to buy or to sell in the Alps, and if you're interested in this property in particular, please feel free to contact Geraldine. Thank you. Bye-bye.